Hi students, let us continue with the chapter Crop Production and Management. In the previous video, we had studied about preparation of soil and sowing. Today, let us start off with manuring. Substances that are added to the soil in the form of nutrients is known as manure or fertilizer. Continuous cultivation of crops in the soil will make the soil poor in nutrients. Therefore, nutrients have to be added to the soil often, and this process of adding nutrients to the soil is known as manuring. The soil needs to be replenished often because, as I told you, continuous cultivation makes the soil deficient in nutrients. Let us now focus on how we can replenish the nutrients in the soil. The first is by adding manure or fertilizer. What is manure? It is the organic substance that is formed due to the decomposition of plant and animal waste. Then what is fertilizer? They are chemical substances in the form of nutrients. They contain a particular type of nutrient. Examples for fertilizers are NPK, that is nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, superphosphate, ammonium sulfate, etc. Now the other methods of replenishing the soil are leaving the land fallow. That means after cultivating for one season, leaving the land as such without any cultivation and giving the soil time to replenish the nutrients. Another method is crop rotation. That means alternating crops with leguminous plants. Now, what is the advantage of planting leguminous plants? Leguminous plants have a bacteria called rhizobium in the root nodules, which can directly fix atmospheric nitrogen. Thus, the fertility of the soil is increased. Therefore, crop rotation is also a method for replenishing the soil fertility. Let us now look at the advantages and disadvantages of using fertilizers. First, let us see the advantages. It provides nutrients in the form of nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium. Not only that, it provides high yield of crops and the results are faster. What are the disadvantages? Disadvantages are that less amount of organic matter is provided. It kills the microorganisms and earthworms. Overuse and continuous use of fertilizers may make the soil poor in fertility. Not only that, it also may result in water pollution. Finally, it is costly because it is made in factories. Now, what are the advantages and disadvantages of using manure? First, let us see the advantages. It improves the soil texture. It improves the water holding capacity of the soil, and also it facilitates the drainage of the soil. It encourages the growth of microorganisms and earthworms. Thus, it provides organic matter in the form of humus to increase the soil fertility. It is cheaper because it can be produced at homes. Now, what are the disadvantages? The amount of nutrients are less. It is bulky and the results obtained are not fast enough. Now, what is irrigation? Artificial method of watering crops at regular intervals is known as irrigation. Now, why is water essential to plants? It helps in the proper growth and development of the plant. It helps in seed germination. It helps in the transport of nutrients that are absorbed by the roots in the plant body. It helps to maintain the moisture in the soil for the healthy growth of plants. Now, in summer, the frequency of watering plants is higher, or the frequency of irrigation is higher. This is because the rate of evaporation in summer is high. Next, let us see what are the sources of irrigation. Sources are wells, ponds, lakes, canals, etc. What are the traditional methods of irrigation? To name a few, they are moat, chain pump, dhekli and rahat. These methods are less efficient, but they are cheaper. Now, what are the modern methods? Modern methods are the sprinkler system and drip irrigation. Let us discuss in detail the sprinkler system. They are a set of perpendicular pipes which are attached to the main pipe at regular intervals. At the tip of the perpendicular pipes are attached rotating nozzles, and the main pipe is finally fixed to a pump. When water is pumped through the main pipe, it flows into the perpendicular pipe and water is sprinkled through the rotating nozzles in the form of rain. This is very efficient in case of lawns, plantations, etc. And this type of system is very useful in regions where the land is uneven. The next is drip irrigation. It is usually found in areas where water is scarce. Here, it prevents wastage of water because water falls drop by drop around the roots. This type of irrigation is very useful in case of fruit trees and garden trees. With that, we have come to the end of today's session. Thank you.